I remember exactly how it started. Just a few stories. People claiming they'd seen something in the dark. Something standing still. Watching. But no one believed them. They were laughed at. Dismissed. We looked them straight in the eyes and laughed. How ironic. That same glance was what transformed the ones who laughed and ended us all. All of this because of a single wrong look. What we thought were lies and rumors turned out to be true. We all thought it was nothing. Just the kind of thing people tell to feel a thrill. But they weren't stories. They were warnings. And we ignored them. The skies turned black. The streets lit up with fire. Homes became ash. And the places we thought were safe became graves. We ran. We hid. We fought. But it was never enough. It was already inside most of us. People didn't realize they were infected until the first symptoms began to appear, and their minds started to break. The first sign was always the eyes. Something in them darkened, like something behind them was pulling the light out. A virus can't contaminate through eye contact. That's what they said. But they were wrong. The first to be noticed were the ones who couldn't hide it. Those with blackening eyes. Shortly after, their behavior changed. People standing still for hours, out in the open, staring at nothing. You'd see them in parks, at crosswalks, in crowded streets. It was almost like their bodies flickered between two states, pausing unnaturally, then, in a blink, bursting into violent rage, attacking strangers, screaming at the empty sky, and then stopping again, frozen, as if nothing had happened. It became harder and harder to tell who was still human and who wasn't. I remember our teacher suddenly stopping mid-sentence, his eyes fixed on something above us. He never finished the lesson. We never saw him again. It felt strange, scary, but not dangerous. Not yet. At first, the creatures only appeared to a few. Only to the unlucky. Always at night. Always in the dark. Their eyes. You could feel them before you ever saw them. They didn't move. They simply waited. Some who saw them tried to speak about it. They were laughed at. Hallucinations. Tricks of the darkness. But those who knew, they stopped sleeping. They boarded up their windows. They kept lights burning all night. Because soon, it became obvious. The creatures hated the light. When the realization spread, cities emptied their stores. Light bulbs, lanterns, candles, anything to keep the night away. But it wasn't enough. They came anyway. You could feel them, just outside the glass. One look was enough to fall. I fled the city when the lights began to die. The night I left, fumes filled the air. Screams echoed through the alleys. You couldn't trust anyone anymore. I kept walking until I stumbled onto an old gas station at the edge of nowhere. The lights were still on. There was a back room. One door to the shop. One door to the outside. I thought I could rest there, just for one night. But when the power flickered, I knew I wasn't alone anymore. I could feel it. Above me. I kept my eyes shut. The whole night. I knew it was waiting for me to open them. I had to ignore the panic. Shut down my fear. It was the longest night of my life. The next morning, the lights came back. I thought I was safe. But later, I heard someone talking. I could hear them talking outside the door. And then they tried to get in. I knew it wasn't the creatures. They never attack. It was people. And that was worse. I grabbed my bag and slipped out the back. Into the cold. Into the silence. I made my way north, searching for shelter. Somewhere without people. The creatures were terrifying in their own way, but I've learned not to look at them. You get used to seeing them in the corner of your eye. They never attack. Humans, on the other hand, you can't survive them by simply looking away. They're outside again. The fire keeps them away, for now. Surviving out here takes everything, and I don't know how much I have left. But for now, I stay. And still, I can't help but wonder, am I the last survivor? Or just another soul waiting to fall?